Hey guys, Mr. Short Hitter here.
You don't look like a short hitter to me.
You've broken 90, you're on your way to breaking 80, but before you get there, you have to break 85. So today, I'm going to give you some tips on how to do just that. Now once you're breaking 85, I say you can officially consider yourself a good golfer, and today's tips are going to get you there. That'll work. So the first tip to breaking 85, you're going to need to make smart choices off the tee. Now, I hit driver there, and we'll get down there, and I'll tell you why. I'm about 10 yards right of the left trees. The right trees are about 45 yards that way. 55-yard wide landing area. The fairway's about 35 yards wide. The reason why I had no issue hitting driver and aiming it right down the center of this fairway is because there's no penalty areas. There's no out of bounds. There's no water. If there was penalty areas on both sides of this fairway and they were within 50 yards, I would probably club down to a 5-wood, most likely a high wood. If I had trouble on one side and not the other, then I would err towards missing it on the side without trouble. That's why we could hit driver on a hole. We have no penalty area. Okay, so we're in the left side of the fairway here. Kind of a bare lie. 121 yards. One thing you're going to have to do to break 85, you're going to have to be comfortable with some different lies. A lot of times players that shoot in the 90s, they're not comfortable hitting off of bare ground. We've got 121. We're in between a pitch and wedge and a 9-iron. We're going to go easy 9. Into the wind, white pin, green falls off to the right. So to break 85, we're going to have to recognize that middle of the green is not a bad option. Left of that flag, to avoid that fall off on the right, we should be okay. A little shorter than we wanted, but we're still putting. We're putting on some greens that have recently been aerified, and that leads me to my next point. To break 85, you're going to have to be comfortable playing in different conditions. You're going to have to be comfortable playing on courses when they're not as pristine. You have to be able to adjust to the environment and adjust to what you're playing in. Sometimes we're going to have to deal with greens that may be a little bit bumpier due to things like aeration. We can't complain. We can't let it get to us. We have to focus, stay in the moment, and just realize that it's something that we have to focus on and overcome. Complaining about it is never going to help your score. One of the most important skills that you could develop is the ability to lag putt. You cannot break 85 unless you are just a superior ball striker and not have to lag putt. Most of your putts are going to come in this type of distance, 30 footers, 40 footers when you hit greens. The ability to adjust to different green speeds and lag these 2, 3, 4 foot from the hole is going to be essential. Tee shot choices are going to be very important. Generally, it's going to be driver if there's no penalty areas. Now, some exceptions to that would be if you have a course that has very, very high rough or a bunch of pot bunkers that you can't really escape, to where hitting it in one of those deep pot bunkers is pretty much a penalty shot. Otherwise, driver is the play outside a penalty area, not having to worry about a lost ball. So the only thing we have here is a bunker to the right, about 208 to carry that bunker. A good swing, I should be able to carry that, but we're going to go left at the tree. Okay, I think we just carried the left edge of it. So guys, our approach choices are extremely important. For instance, we have a tricky little green here. The pin is tucked towards the left side, and there's a fall off if we go left of that. So you actually have to pick and choose which would we rather be. Would we rather be left of the green having a difficult chip shot, or would we rather be in the middle of the green with a difficult putt? So I'd rather take the tricky putt. So I'm going to err towards the right portion of the green, that 137 to a middle pin. It's also a pin we don't really want to go too far long. If we go long of this green, we're really in trouble. So I'm going to hit an 8, which I know I cannot hit long of this green. So we always want to pay attention to what's around us. As I stand over that ball, I can feel a little breeze at my back, but it's not enough that it's really going to affect the shot. Okay, we didn't hit the ball very well that time. However, we took long out of play. We took left out of play. So we do have a challenging putt, but we kept ourselves in the game, and to break 85, you just need to consistently stay in the game. A lot of times what I see is players start to press and try to hit shots closer and closer, which often results in big mistakes and big numbers. That's where the double bogeys come in play. If I take an extra club here because I'm trying to attack this pin and I hit it long left, it's easy to make a double bogey. Being able to lag putt allows you to stay patient because you know you could two putt from 40 feet, or in this case, 50 feet. Now let's see if I can do it. Right to left breaker, uphill. There's a ridge up there, and it does fall away to the left once it starts rolling up this hill. Work on your lag putting, allows you to stay patient and just keep making those two putt pars. Guys, are you sick of losing expensive golf balls in the trees or water hazards? Well, you should check out this video sponsor, Golf Ball Planet. Golf Ball Planet has been the #1 supplier of used golf balls since 1997. They have all the top quality brands at a fraction of the cost. Knowing that your golf balls didn't cost you an arm and a leg should take a considerable amount of pressure off of that 175-yard par 3 over water. That's one take. Use the code MSH18 to save 18% on your purchase. What are the odds of that? So guys, you remember me talking about the hole a couple holes ago where I said hitting driver was the smart choice because there was no penalty area. Well, here we have a par 4 that's about 380 yards. However, we not only have penalty area on one side, as in out of bounds, but on the other side, we have a hazard. The penalty area on the right is about 15 yards right of that fairway, but it's a sharp dog leg. So what I'll do is I will shoot the penalty area on the left, 211, but it plays downhill. So I'm going to hit a club that can't reach the penalty area on the left, play it away from the penalty area on the right, because the #1 thing you need to do to break 85 is to avoid penalty strokes. Safely left, short of the hazard. I think I clipped the tree. So we clipped this tree coming down, guys. And again, now we're in a position to where we could still potentially hit it into a hazard. We've got out of bounds right on this approach shot, 203 to the flag, 194 to the front of the green, and it's about a 175-yard carry to carry the water to the left. So again, the #1 thing to break 85 avoid penalty strokes. So we're not going to risk a penalty stroke here. We're going to go at the widest part of that fairway. We can go to about 140 yards or so. So let me hit an 8-iron and lay up. That'll work. So guys, to break 85, you're going to have a pretty good wedge game. Doesn't have to be sharp. Don't think you need to get up and down all the time from 40 and 50 yards. But you need to consistently, at a minimum, get down in 3 shots. You're going to have some times where you're able to get up and down from distances like that, but you can't afford to botch shots. You can't afford to have a shot like this for a 3rd shot into a green, trying to get up and down for par and walk away with a double bogey. 68 yards. Having different clubs that you can hit from these distances from different lies is going to be helpful. So just experiment. I've got 68. Normally I would probably hit a 54 here. I'm going to try a little 50. A little variety never hurt. A little bit past halfway. And I would say from here, that looks like an okay shot. So guys, now we have a penalty area on one side. The other side just has some trees. So I'm going to err towards the left side because I want to stay far away from that penalty area. Now, the carry is about 205. So if you can't carry at 205, the play here is going to be to lay up. Anything we can do to avoid a penalty. Okay, so penalty area right. We are going to aim left at that cart path to give ourselves an extra 15 yards to play with. And we hit it over the path. Okay, so we have 125 here. Pin is in the front, probably okay, going a little bit past the pin. I'm going to go ahead and hit a 9-iron here. Now, you hear all the time, your carry yardage, the most important yardage, which that is true, but I think to break 85, you also need to have an idea of total number under different conditions. Now, I'm playing a very familiar golf course. I don't have a carry over a bunker or anything like that. But when you have forced carries, it's going to be important to know what the rollout is. Are you playing under firm conditions? Are you playing under soft conditions? How is the ball going to react when it hits the green? Those are things that are going to help you plan out your shot, especially if I'm under very firm conditions and I don't have anything to carry. I may take one less club and let the ball roll up. As everyone says, the carry yardage is king. You also need to know, especially when you get to those mid irons, the 8-irons, 7-irons, 6-irons, 5-irons if you carry them. How far are those going to roll out? That's one of the reasons why I switched to more hybrids, because I don't want to have to concern myself as much with hitting a 5-iron into a green under soft conditions where it may stop, and under firm conditions or normal conditions where it bounds over the back of the green. So total yardage is also very important. Pins tucked a little left. Give ourselves a little room right of that flag. Further right than we want it, but better than missing it left. And again, we can rely on our lag putting to get a par. So guys, this 9-iron hit here, released about 12 feet or so. Firm conditions, it's going to release a lot more. Knowing this is going to be very important, and those numbers are going to change drastically if you're hitting a 5 or 6-iron into the green, fairly straight down this hill. Ho, 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 ho. As they say, I left a little meat on the bone. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope something I said in this Break 85 video helps you shoot your lowest score ever. If you missed my How to Break 90 video, click the video to my right. And if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, Mr. Short Hitter, out.
5 holes to go, just play 13.